Welcome to Derry Community Television. My name is Suzanne Bernier Robinson. Tonight we are at the Atkinson Resort and Country Club for the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber of Commerce's 2014 annual dinner.
This is an exciting time for the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber of Commerce, and I am thrilled to be passing you into such great hands because I have every confidence that with this team, we are going to do great things.
I'm here with Will Stewart, the new president of the Chamber of Commerce. Will, thanks for taking a few minutes. I know it's really, really busy.
No problem.
But tell us just a little bit about yourself and this event tonight, what we can expect to see.
Sure. Well, like you said, my name's Will Stewart. I'm the new president of the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber of Commerce. Been on the job for all of about 6 weeks now. So, total expert of what's going on.
That's the attitude.
Indeed. Fake it till you make it, right? So this is our annual dinner, which is the Chamber's largest program of the year, our biggest fundraiser, and it's an opportunity for us to honor a Citizen of the Year and a Business of the Year. And that's really why we're all here tonight.
So tell me, how many people are you expecting?
I think we're expecting about 150 people tonight.
That's a great turnout.
Sure, it is. It's definitely, I think, 20 or 30 over last year's event, and it's a great venue, and weather's not so hot, but people will come out for a good time.
Hi, this is Dr. Phil with Broadway Chiropractic. He is the chair of the annual dinner committee. Phil, can you tell me how long you've been planning this event?
We probably had our first committee meeting, let's say in June. So usually it's about 5-6 months of planning.
And is there a specific theme for this year's event?
Yeah, the theme this year is homecoming. We thought it'd be a fun theme to do with a lot of the area high schools, with Pinkerton and Londonderry, and there's a lot of good local tradition as far as high schools go. So I thought it'd be a fun theme.
Well, it's nice, I think, to tie in all those towns that you service.
Yeah, there's a lot of, don't realize how many towns around here that the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber of Commerce serves, because there's a lot of them, Wyndham and Atkinson, and I don't want to name them all, but it'll take a while. But
so you mentioned the Citizen of the Year and the Business of the Year. Do you want to announce who those are?
Oh, sure. It's no secret. Our Citizen of the Year this year is Senator Jim Rausch from Derry, who, as you know, is retiring after 2 terms in the Senate and I think 5 or 6 terms in the House. Been a fixture in the community for years and years. Has been on numerous nonprofit boards and has really contributed a lot. And especially for this community in the most recent session, sponsored the bill to increase the road toll, otherwise known as the gas tax, which was a very politically courageous stand for him to take, being a Republican as he is. But it will ensure that I-93 gets expanded all the way up to Manchester, including through the Derry-Londonderry region, and it provides for Exit 4A to be built, which will be, both of those things will be huge for our region in terms of economic development.
I'm here with Eddie Leon of La Carreta in Derry. Eddie is the business who nominated the Citizen of the Year. Eddie, I'm wondering what made you decide to nominate Senator Rausch?
So I've known Senator Rausch for a few years now, and we've met through the Boys and Girls Club. I'm involved in the Boys and Girls Club, and that's how we met. And I got to, be with him on certain events and work together on events, not just within the Boys and Girls, but other events. And I got to see the passion that he has for his community and what he does and how involved he is, and a lot of good things that he's truly done for the community. I'm not going to sit here and list them all, but anyone that cares to, and they should know through enough things in the news what he's done for the community and the good he's brought in. You should see why he clearly deserves it, and he's a good nominee for it.
How about the Business of the Year?
Sure, that's Derry Medical Center this year. As you may know, they're celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. They were formed here in the community back in 1964, and I believe they're the largest independent primary practice in the state.
Are they really?
It is.
Wow.
In a time when a lot of other practices, small groups of doctors are being, bought up and becoming affiliated with, various larger hospitals and institutions. Derry Medical Center has managed to stay independent, which is quite a feat in this day and age.
This is Elizabeth LaRocca with PSNH. Elizabeth, tell me your title and what you do for the company.
Certainly. I work for PSNH and Northeast Utilities, and I do community relations work for them. And I cover the Greater Derry and the Greater Nashua area for PSNH.
So that explains why you are the one who nominated Derry Medical Center. Then you have that region that you are always covering and scouring for.
That's right. And I read the papers and I read social media sites for my job, and I also live in Londonderry, and Derry Medical is my service provider, health service provider, and they do a wonderful job. And I was really impressed with how nimble they are, and they're able to remain independent in this very complex and changing healthcare arena that we have in the United States.
So you have experienced firsthand their services. Have you noticed their growth over the years?
I have noticed it. They've expanded their facilities, and they're in several locations. So they're in Derry, they're in Londonderry, and I do believe they have a facility in Windham. They have extended business hours. They're there at 7:30 at night, and they also have hours on Saturdays. So they're very responsive to working people, and they make it very convenient to be a patient of theirs. And they also have been around for 50 years, and they are very active in terms of their community involvement, and they're very generous, and they give scholarships out to local students that are pursuing medical careers, and they've also participated in the rail trail in Londonderry because of the health benefits associated with that. So I thought that they were very deserving of recognition.
I'd now like to introduce Eileen Keefe from Parkland Medical Center, our sponsor of tonight's Business of the Year Award, who will be here to present that award.
I'm really honored and thrilled to be able to present this award tonight to Derry Medical Center as the Business of the Year. And I speak on behalf of the Chamber and the Chamber members, and also I speak as a hospital employee. I've been at Parkland for 15 years, and really I want to, if you haven't thought this recently, remind you that we are just so fortunate to have a primary care practice like Derry Medical Center in our community. It's a very unique practice when you look at where primary care is going around the state and really around the nation. And I speak on behalf of our team as well as our staff, who I know really depend highly. And if you want to know where to get good care, you ask nurses where to go. So you take care of many of our staff. We still struggle when your patients say, "Where's my doctor and why isn't he coming in?" And that's been the change that we've seen in hospital-based medicine. But this practice has really been an anchor in this community, and I really, from a clinical perspective, couldn't work with a finer group. So I'm really pleased to give this award.
I've never been accused of having a quiet voice, but this may be stretching it a little bit. But very briefly, before my voice does run out, our practice is extremely honored and humbled to receive this award. I do think it's well deserved, and the reason I can say that without being accused of being conceited is I really think at Derry Medical Center, the whole really does exceed the sum of the parts. And it's been a group effort right along, and in private practice there are many things against us, but I think that we have really tried to balance the business of medicine and the practice of medicine. And if you see the little bio in your handout, we had our 50th anniversary this year. Eric Anderson started the practice in 1964, solo guy. Oh boy, now I get to talk longer. And slowly built up. When I joined Eric and Jeff Nielsen in 1982, 32 years ago, there were 3 doctors and 1 physician assistant. And I used to think all my problems would be solved if I could just get 1 more doctor. All it did was make it busier, as it got busier and busier. And now we have, I lose count, but we have 18 or 19 physicians and 12 or 13 physician assistants and nurse practitioners. We have offices, as you know, in Derry, Londonderry, and our newer office in Windham. We have in Ham. Okay, all right. The hams. but our size is a challenge. I mean, there are good and bad things about getting bigger. The good thing is that we've been able to take some risks and do some things that are a little bit more innovative. We have our wellness center now. It's got its own location. We have our diabetes and metabolism group. We have a gym with yoga, Pilates classes, personal training, where we can really kind of really start looking at prevention of chronic disease rather than just putting out fires of things that have already started. So really very exciting, cutting-edge stuff. And I really feel very proud for all of my colleagues in the practice that this is not the kind of practice a lot of little towns have. And I think that we can be very proud of ourselves. And I'll take my hat off to every employee of our practice who helped us out so much. We have Derry Imaging. It's a fully accredited imaging center that saves our patients literally millions of dollars over traditional imaging costs, and while still maintaining very high quality. So on the business side, we've been very fortunate to have very good business management. Don't look to doctors to be very good businessmen. We can't do it very well, and we have to have the strong leadership on the business side. Tom Buchanan, stand up, Tom, come on. Tom barely used a lot of doing that here instead of me, so at least he has to stand up. But Tom has wonderful leadership. He has great instincts about the direction of healthcare, how to deal with insurance plans, and how to advocate for the practice. And really, it's his leadership that has allowed us to expand and grow and prosper the way we have. So we owe a tremendous debt to Tom for that. But moving forward, all we can do is just keep seeing patients, and all these changes in healthcare that we're all hearing about. Everybody still needs to go to the doctor. They still need somebody who cares about them. And one of the proudest things that I am about our practice, I think we really do care about our patients and really try to deliver personal care, even though it's a large practice. So I really thank you all very much for having us.
Well, thank you, Dr. Brooks, and congratulations to the entire Derry Medical Center team. It's a well-deserved honor indeed. And thank you again to Parkland Medical Center, our sponsor of the Business of the Year Award in 2014. I'd now like to introduce Christine Malloy from Citizens Bank. Citizens is our sponsor of the 2014 Citizen of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Christine Malloy.
Good evening. I'm Christine Malloy, Business Banking Officer for Citizens Bank and board member for the Greater Derry, Londonderry Chamber. I am delighted to be here for this very special evening as we recognize the businesses and people that make Greater Derry and Londonderry such great communities. I'd like to take a moment to commend the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber for all of that you do to serve your members, support local businesses, and foster civic involvement. And personally, I am thrilled to have our new president, Will, on board. Thank you. At Citizens Bank, we believe that a good bank has an obligation to contribute to the overall well-being of our communities, to improve the lives of our neighbors. After all, when community prospers, we all prosper. We also believe it is important to recognize individuals who demonstrate this commitment every day, which is why I am especially proud that we are the sponsor of the Citizen of the Year Award. Tonight, I have the privilege of speaking about Senator Jim Rausch, the recipient of this year's award. Senator Rausch is known to so many as someone who is passionate about serving his community. He is a two-term state senator and retired veterinarian and former owner of the Salem Animal Hospital. He is a past president and treasurer of the New Hampshire Veterinary Medical Association and past president of the New Hampshire Board of Veterinary Medicine. He was chairman of the Alexander Eastman Foundation, and he currently serves on the board of directors for the Salem Community Benefit Foundation and the Salem Cooperative Bank. Jim has always put the well-being of his district before politics. He secured $8 million for Pinkerton Academy that was used to build a new vocational building. He also rewrote the state education funding formula, resulting in saving the town of Derry $8 to $10 million a year, every year. With more than 15 years of service to his community, Jim Rausch believes in the importance of giving back, which is why he is being honored with this award tonight. Senator Jim Rausch is an example of what good citizenship is all about. And at this time, I'd ask Jim to come up and accept the Citizen of the Year Award.
Now, I'm told that this is a tradition for the Citizen of the Year. Derry's town historian Rick Holmes could sadly not be here tonight and sends his regrets, Senator, but said that he knew you would proudly take and wear tonight this hat. I know the press is here and is very anxious to get a hat of you, or a picture of you wearing this hat.
Yes.
It's also, you will be invited to wear this at the Derry Holiday Parade coming up next month.
Yes. You get to be the person in the parade. Yes.
Am I supposed to put it on?
Yes, of course.
Everybody wants to see him put on the hat, am I right?
Right?
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Take the...
Well, thank you. I hope I don't look too funny with this hat on, but I certainly appreciate this. As a veterinarian, a business owner, and now state senator, I've really come to realize that what makes New Hampshire great are our citizens. In New Hampshire, we talk about the New Hampshire advantage being no income tax, no sales tax, but ultimately, it's the hard work of our citizens. I really believe that it is you, each and every one of you, that make New Hampshire great. Your involvement with the community, your family, participating in events like tonight, you really are what gets New Hampshire the place to live. An award tonight for a medical group. We're one of the healthiest states. It's people like you who make New Hampshire successful and great. And that is why I'm especially gratified and extremely honored that you have chosen me to receive this award. So thank you very, very much.
Congratulations again, Senator, and thank you for all that you've done for not just your district, District 16, but the entire state of New Hampshire. And I'd also like to note that when everyone, on or before, Commissioner, am I right? On or before 2020, we will have an expanded I-93 all the way up to the 293 split. And exit 4A. And every time you drive on that expanded interstate, and every time you get on and off exit 4A, I want you to think of Senator Jim Rausch and his political courage. And his political courage for securing the funding that made that possible. So thank you, Senator, on behalf of all of us and the economy. And thank you again to Citizens Bank for sponsoring this year's Citizen of the Year Award.
Why don't you give me your phone number, website, so that if a viewer is interested in the chamber and maybe have an idea of who they can nominate next year, which is always good to be thinking a year in advance.
Yeah, we will be accepting nominations for the 2015 Citizen of the Year and Business of the Year starting tomorrow.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't have a form yet, but if anyone has any suggestions, they can send me an email.
I already do, actually, and I talked to Elizabeth LaRocca, who's always on the committee about for this event. So I put a bug in her ear. So we'll see. I said, watch out for this company for next year, this coming year. So I've got that on the radar for her to keep track of.
Oh, great.
She's wonderful about that. So
She is, and it's wonderful. We're lucky here in the community to have so many deserving businesses that do so many good things. So it's always a hard choice every year, both for the Business of the Year and the Citizen of the Year. So I would encourage anyone who has a suggestion, they can email it to info@gdlchamber.org. Or feel free to give us a call at 432-8205 at any point.
One more thing. I just want to always recognize all our sponsors because.
Oh, please do. I was going to ask Will, but you can do that because you probably can rattle them off. So go for it.
Well, especially the main sponsors. You know, our business of the year sponsor this year is Parkland Medical Center.
That's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, well, that's business of the year's park. Yeah, that is different.
Yep. Business of the year, and then Citizens of the year is Citizens Bank. Very, very appropriate, I think. And then we have a lot. Parnell, Michaels and McKay is our dessert sponsor, and we have a lot of, Enterprise Bank, and there's a lot of different kinds of businesses that are, some of the bronze sponsors of the event as well. But we couldn't put the event on without them. So.
I would like to recognize members of the 2014 Annual Dinner Committee who planned this entire event on down to the balloons, the food, everything. And they are Dr. Phil, who we've already met, Marie Brownell, Sue Chadwick, Elizabeth LaRocca, Christine Malloy, Lauren Neves, and Eddie Leon. So thank you to you all for putting on a great event tonight.
I hope you've really enjoyed tonight's event, the Greater Derry Londonderry Chamber of Commerce's annual dinner, which acknowledged and recognized the Citizen of the Year and the Business of the Year. Once again, my name is Suzanne Bernier Robinson. Thank you for watching Derry Community Television.